So, in recent news, there's been a lot of talk about AI and AI music, and not surprisingly, the technology has improved so much now that you can pretty much generate music in such a formulaic way that any human being can listen to it and not differentiate between that and any other formulaic pop music that takes maybe 15 writers to make. And that really is the conclusion, in my opinion, to where pop music pretty much leads us to. I mean, fundamentally, in the last 20 years, we have seen pop music mostly used in the backgrounds of sports games, malls, your friends' parties. I mean, it pretty much is almost like wallpaper. It's not something that people stand around and really listen to like the old days. I'm not saying that's worse or better, it just is what it is. And I haven't really seen any pop artists other than maybe Kendrick Lamar really try to break into the mainstream without using conventional melodies, conventional sounds. And I think what that exposes is that many people think that writing a hit song that's as catchy as possible or whatever is the way to get fame and or to be noticed. And it is very true. I mean, you look at any artist that's blown up, their songs are incredibly catchy, whether it's Peso Pluma or Juice World or, Harry Styles, it doesn't matter. And it's become so derivative and so formulaic now that machines can basically make songs that are going to be way catchier, way better sounding than ever before. And I think this is truly going to change the very concept of the pop star because now, instead of 15 writers, you can just ask a machine to generate music. And if everybody is suddenly generating catchy music, well, think about supply and demand. The value of it decreases. No longer will catchy music really land anymore, whether it's written by a human or a machine, because there just isn't enough variation and the market is so saturated for people to really care anymore. And people think, oh, this will bring back bands that actually put in effort and make interesting music. And I think this is very true, but I don't know if the broader public will care given the last 30 years they have pretty much used music mostly in the backgrounds of things, not really as something they gather around and listen to. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts. Of course, there will be exceptions. Not everyone ignores music, and many people do gather with their friends to listen to music. But does that mean the culture predominantly exists where people will sit down and listen front to back to a Pink Floyd album, to Megadeth album, to Nirvana album like the old days? Does that mean we live in a culture where you suddenly feel the need to listen to an entire album because just only listening to the catchy song doesn't seem worth it because you just paid so much money for the entire album that it just doesn't seem worth it to just only listen to the catchy song? And I feel like we've created this environment where only catchy formulaic music is being produced and not enough of the experimental, not enough of the wacky, uh, unconventional music. Of course, this has never been the case where wacky, unconventional music has even landed the mainstream. I mean, there are, of course, exceptions to the rule, but most of the music that the Beatles made and Elvis made were pretty formulaic, although they kind of experimented a little bit more than today. They still were songwriters. But my point is that have we gone too far in the direction of formularity that it's become kind of too numb for the enjoyment of it? And you can say this with any art form, whether it's movies or just anything you like, really. And I guess that's my spiel about it.